Welcome to the Narrative Mindset. I'm your host, G. Are you living your life or just starring in it? The power of being the narrator. Have you ever had one of those days where you felt like you were just happening to yourself? You wake up, the alarm goes off, you're instantly annoyed. An email comes in, you're stressed. A friend cancels plans, you're hurt. By 5 p.m., you feel exhausted, like you've been dragged through a chaotic plot twist you didn't ask for. I've been there so many times. For years, I moved through life feeling like a helpless character in a poorly written script. I was reactive, impulsive, and constantly surprised by my own emotions. I was so busy being the character, feeling every sting, reacting to every plot point, that I forgot I was the one holding the pen. Today, I want to talk about the single biggest shift that changed how I show up in my own life. Learning how to be the narrator, not just the character. The character versus the narrator. Think about your favorite movie. When the hero is in danger, they're sweaty, panicked, and focused on survival. They don't know the ending. They are in experience. That's the character mode. It's raw, it's emotional, and it's usually reactive. Now, imagine the narrator, or even better, the director. They're watching the screen with a calm, bird's eye view. They know the scene is temporary. They see the patterns. They know that this specific struggle is just a bridge to the next chapter. When we live in character mode, we're governed by our impulses. We snap at our partner because we're tired. We doom scroll because we're bored. We spiral because of a setback. We are the victims of our own circumstances. But when we step into the role of a narrator, something magical happens. We gain the ability to zoom out, shifting from reacting to authoring. How do we actually make that switch? It isn't about being emotionless or detached. It's about creating a tiny golden gap between the event and your response. Here are 3 ways I've started directing my own story. 1, I narrate my own story in real life. When I feel myself getting heated, I literally narrate it to myself. I'll think, okay, here's where G starts to feel insecure about his performance. He's reacting to that email with defensiveness because he's tired. By naming that emotion, I'm suddenly no longer the emotion. I'm the person observing the emotion. That tiny shift gives me the space to choose a better response. Next, what does this chapter need? Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? I try to ask, why does this character need to learn right now to make this story better? When you view a failure as just a developmental plot point rather than an identity-shattering disaster, it becomes a lot easier to pivot. Lastly would be edit the dialogue. We all have a running internal monologue. When I catch myself saying, I'm such a mess, I pause and play the narrator. I rewrite the line. She's having a tough week, but she's learning how to manage her schedule better. You are the author. Change the script. Stepping into the director's chair. Stepping into the narrator role isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's realizing that you don't have to be the passenger in your own life. You have the power to decide which scenes are worth your energy, which plot points are just background noise, and where the story is headed next. So, next time you feel that familiar urge to fly off the handle or spiral into a story of everything is going wrong, take a breath. Step out of the scene. Walk over to the monitor. Look at your life through the lens and ask yourself, how do I want this character to handle this moment? Because, trust me, you're a much better director than you give yourself credit for. What about you? When was the last time you managed to zoom out of a stressful situation? I'd love to hear how you take control of your narrative. Let's chat in the comments.